Oh, babies, ain't we all been down that long, lonely road at one time or another, here in this old lifetime or two that we've been living here on the face of this beautiful and bodacious Mother Earth. Oh, my goodness. Aren't we all ready for a kind of a rebirth? Aren't we all ready for a real party, a real time tonight? I mean, aren't we all ready to take off in flight and get it just right in the middle of the doggone night? Right here on the Coyote Medicine Show, only on the Hazy Radio Network, the rockinest network around. Energy drink for your soul, baby. And your heart too, man. This is the heart-melting time tonight here on the Coyote Medicine Show. I tell you, we really are going to take flight tonight. We're coming back with great delight. Yeah, I bet you right there inside of you, babies. See how that rocks. See how that rolls. See how that strums. See how that... oh, babies, yeah. Let that light shine. Let it come on in, babies. Yeah, them blue-green waves of healing, those beautiful, beautiful, almost lavender waves of soft graciousness. Oh, babies, you know, the beautiful color of life living inside of you is phenomenal beyond belief. Each one of you, man, just take a little moment right now, close your eyes and take a look inside and see what you got there, man. Just watch that little screen on the visible forehead there from inside yourself with the eyes closed, man. Wow. You start to realize the passionate colors of the rainbow are everywhere, inside of you and all about you, all around you, all throughout this earth. Babies, your eyes are beginning to open from inside. And as you open your normal eyes, as you call them, your vision will begin to extend beyond the known reality. That's the simple gift we're already sharing with ourselves tonight, right here on the Coyote Medicine Show. So we can really take flight and honestly see what we consider one hell of a great sight, babies. Here comes a beautiful night, yet another one here on the Coyote Medicine Show with your host, Grandpa Peter Coyote, only on the Hazy Radio Network, the lovin'est network around, baby. We got this into town covered, man. Ooh, we love you. Here we go. Well, man, why should we disagree about anything? You know, keep singing that song, won't be long for we all be on the same page together and rocking it just right through the middle of the night and hell on through the great daylight as well. Because, baby, that's what happens when your heart does swell. When you take this life and overcome its strife by becoming the loving presence that you are in all moments of your living presence, of all moments of your living person, in all moments of your life, baby. Yeah, you get together with them things and you say, all right, whatever it was, it's dynamite because I done it. You know what I mean? Something along those lines happened to you. I slightly exaggerate here, but it can be that great too. It's about getting peace there in our heart with what's going on, etc. It's about going to those deeper places where all those dark little traumas hide away, you know, and just giving them light, you know, just giving them love, bringing them out in the light of day and let them know it's okay. You can play naked lay if that's what you want to be, you know what I mean? It's all a big party. Life is lived on the same level. There's great equity in it. Oh, babies, it is. But you gotta see past the illusion. This illusion of, you know, what do you think it is? What is the illusion? Wow. I think it's Kermit and Miss Piggy. I'm professionally jealous, man. They got a class act. It's hard to follow, man. That just struck me just before I came on the air tonight, that Miss Piggy was my #1 competition, and Kermit right along with her. Of course, he's a green little frog. Piggy's the one that counts, you know. She's got the divine feminine goddess thing going on like nobody else. I mean, you know, an attractive little piggy that goes to film premieres and stuff. I mean, come on, babies, you know, that's a hard act to follow, especially for a bearded old man that lives on a mountain out in the middle of nowhere, man. I mean, what in the heck is going on in this world that I should feel any... Well, I can't help it. She's feminine, man. She just lights my fire, just like poor old Kermit. I'm helpless, man. Isn't it an odd little game we've played with ourselves so long now? Oh my goodness. We sit there and look at each other. We find each other so darn attractive, yet so darn frightening, man. Oh goodness gracious. They just all want the wrong things. Why can't they just want me for what I am? What am I anyway? Oh, well, maybe I gotta find that out first. Life's little comedy. It goes on and on and on. We're always pulling the joke on ourselves, day after day, night after night. But it's a teasing sort of thing to ourselves to help us get with it, you know, to help us see the light. You know, the more you stumble around the dark, the more you seek out the light, you know, and the enlightened places in your life, you know. The darker it's been, the brighter it's going to be, because you're on your way, you know. You get down there in the dumps, baby, you're just barely beginning to live, you know. You know, when you find the sweetness in that dumpy area, you know what I mean? Bam! Out you come. You know? All you gotta do is look at the refined side of life, like Miss Piggy does, man. Just take a look, you know, at the real stuff going on inside. You know, tune into yourself in this spirit sort of way. You know, I call it communion with the heart, however you choose to describe it. But you get into that space. You go there, and you experience things there, and you begin to realize the larger reality in which you live. And then, as I said earlier, with the gift that's given already this evening, your eyes begin to see well beyond this paradigm. You're going to see a kind of like fade and dissolve effect here in this reality as time goes by. You know, if you're like me, I walk a little bit up above the ground right now, kind of, in a way, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm very connected with Mother Earth, you know, I'm very there within her, in this womb that she's provided us, this great big old playpen we call the universe. You know, I'm very there with her, you know, I'm in her love and her light, but I also feel the agony and the pain that we've created here. But, you know, today, I'm getting peace about all of that, babies. You know, we're really beginning to rock and roll. The more these peaceful moments roll in, the better it is for everyone. You know what I mean? One gets it, everybody gets it. That's just how it works, you know. So I'm here sharing you, night after night, what I'm getting as I go through the great daylight every day and into the night. You know, I'm going through the process right along with you. We're all in this together. It's a big old ship. We got oars everywhere, but we ain't using them, man. We're just letting the spirit wind float us along and let it determine our direction and everything. We don't have stars to navigate by. We are the stars that navigate. So the wind catches our sails and just compels us to this new world. Takes us there as if by magic. Peter Pan gets the magic dust out and everybody goes sailing in the ship up into the sky, kind of thing. Not exactly that, but it's a good image. I like it, man. I like it. It's rocking, you know. That's all we got to be, is like in that innocent place. You know, that place that sees everything, knows everything, but sees it with divine love, the same way a newborn baby does, you know, before it gets, well, anyway, that's another story. But in that same way, those first moments of life, you know, I mean, the divine presence is there, babies, you know. Those innocent eyes are looking right at you, man. And there's no judgment in them. And there's all this love. And there's all these angels around and stuff, because they always accompany the kids in. They have to, you know. But anyway, it's like, wow, that is beautiful and poetic. You know, that is a symbolic innocence that can't be communicated other than energetically, and most folks around the baby aren't that energetically in tune, usually, in most cases. Changing fast now, because miracles are starting to happen in what we call delivery rooms all over this earth, but also in home births and everything else. And babies, do it as natural as you can, but just be careful with yourselves. Always consult professionals when you have to, you know what I mean? But take care of yourself. Do it the right way. Don't let it happen for your kids the way it happened for you. You know what I mean? Provide a little better step. That's what I try to do with my kids. And I may or may not have been successful, but babies, I am now. And that affects them. It changes everything. If you don't have communication with your family and so forth, don't worry about it. Just keep going in this personal way, working in that personal experience inside of yourself, letting the good love flow into you, I should say. And baby, you become the rock star of life because you so love it. And when you're in love with this life, it changes everything. I mean, for real. When you really do love it, good, bad, and indifferent, confusion, pain, anxiety, tension, depression, loneliness, the whole God-blessed package. When you truly love it. I was fortunate in my life. I started realizing that stuff early on. Mainly because I had a few experiences, close calls, I say, with death. You know what I mean? It always brought me back to life because I'd hit that moment where I'd see, wow. That hasn't been so bad after all. I think that was a pretty cool life. I really don't want to go now because I got a lot more to do. But at the same time, if that's it, that's it. And you know what? I'm happy with it. And that's when you come back to life, because it never takes you away when you're in that state. It's only when you're worn out and done, in a spirit sense, when you've come to that place where you've completed whatever mission or accomplishment you've come here to do. You've gained the experience you found necessary to feed your soul and heart for another journey, and then you're on your way. But guess what? It's changing. Even that, as our eyes open, because the heart is opening, you see, and the heart and the eyes are very connected. There's been some blocks in place inside, yeah. We got to admit that to ourselves. These are visible, feelable things inside. When you see them, just put love to them. They dissolve away, babies. It might take a bit. Just like, dealing with this old ancient pain. It takes a bit. Get it all done. But a step at a time, babies. And we're there. I mean, it's like, you take one step and you've gone 16 miles and you say, what happened? Well, babies, you got the magic. You see? And if you just turn your heart in that direction, if you just open up, join in, gather with this heart, right here, up here on the old Rocky Mountain High, gather with this heart here, and let's just expand this thing out across the earth once again, and just embrace her. Just give this Mother Earth a big, sweet old hug from our hearts, because we so love her, for her incredible ability to endure us and all of our insanity, for our ability to endure this same. We got to love her and respect her first and foremost, that provides everything for us, you know what I mean? And does so ungrudgingly, without judgment, babies. She's a sweetheart. You'll come to know her a lot better as you continue listening in here on the Koyote Medicine Show, only on the Hazy Radio Network, because she's kind of a personal friend of ours too, of course. We live here. She would be. Just like she should be for you if she's not already, babies, You become intimately acquainted with this Mother Earth. You just found the Father Heart. Everything you needed nutritionally, spirit-wise, everything you ever needed to fulfill your heart, and you begin to create in that space consciously. And baby, you talk about some profound changes. That's where we are right this minute tonight, in such a space that such is possible. But you have to allow yourself to visibly create it. You want to see it. You want to be it. You got to live it. It's not something somebody can hand you on a silver platter. It's something you already have. It's just awakening to it. Now, how is that? The same way we've been doing already. We just get in this flow. We let the love come in. We amplify it. We grow it. And it flows through us and back into creation. Comes right back through us, through that root chakra, and right back up through all the rest of them. And greatly modifies and amplifies and goes out and into the universe and back again. You know, it's called opening of the heart. It's called sharing of the spirit, sharing of the heart. It's an incredible new way to love in a sense. It's been here forever, but not many have been able to practice it. A few here and there along the way have kept our heart alive, and thank goodness for that. But here we are in this time now when such gathering is completely possible, because we've long since turned the corner to put us in the direction of what we call ascension, which is becoming conscious of what's really here. And one of the ways we begin this, the primary way, is in what I've described here, the sharing of this energy of our heart, of our true open heart, of what's in the center of that true open heart, of what you have reached inside with your heart and nurtured forward, that nice, shiny little crystal at the center of your heart. You know, I call it the baby. I do it a lot. But you've nurtured that into being, and it has unleashed these creative energies inside. And the old barriers are dissolving away, and there won't be any need for new ones. Because these ways of living that we've been so involved in, that involve insatiable appetites and so forth, you know, lots of insanity based on a premise of a lie, of a superficial need, of an emptiness that never truly did exist. Because of this, you know, we come out of it alive now. But we're bringing all of that with us and changing it as we go along. In other words, we're neutralizing the toxicity in this reality. We're taking away the feelings of lust and pain and so forth by addressing the pain within ourselves that has been so influential. And being honest that it is there, that everyone feels this. If you're connected with the earth, you feel that. But at the same time, feel how little of it there is now. And feel the love that you're sharing with it right there, and all the rest of these beings gathering with you right now. See, it is a gathering of the heart. Gathering of the Vibe Tribe every night right here on the Coyote Medicine Show, only on the Hazy Radio Network. And babies, we're putting it all back together inside. And we're taking a really, really divine ride. So don't worry about what's going on in your life right now. Deal with it as you can. I understand the limitations of the moment. I live with them myself. You know, we're going through such tremendous change inside that there are challenges with remaining here in the earth realm, you know, and trying to function in that earth realm. It gets a little difficult at times. So you give yourself as much quiet time by yourself as you can, so that you can morph into this. But you got to get out and practice a little too, you know. It doesn't hurt to run down to 7-Eleven and get a pack of smokes or something, say howdy to a few of your friends along the way, something like that. Whatever suits your fancy, go get a tea down at the tea shop, whatever. I mean, you know, we're not prejudiced here on the Coyote Medicine Show. We even like little old ladies in the tea shop. We think that's an awesome place to be in. Not where I want to hang out all the time, but it's fun once in a while. I remember I lived in a place where there was one. An actual little old lady type tea shop. It was awesome, man. You go in there and get those little tiny banquet cakes and stuff, you know, and a little shot of tea in a little tiny demi-tasse kind of cup. It was like... and it cost you $16 and you loved it. See, every place has its advantage. Every way of living can be looked at in a loving way. Really, and it always makes me laugh, because we just spend so much time entertaining ourselves with challenges that really don't need to be met. You know what I mean? We do so many things to distinguish ourselves as certain types of beings, and our identity is with the whole group that we hang out with and so forth. Hell, You know, most of us, though, can't live in that place that have any kind of consciousness. We are the group, the center, the life. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, well, somebody wants to hang out with that, cool, but, you know, I'm not going there. I'm already here, man, you know? In other words, we get drawn together quite naturally as our hearts awaken. You know, what we're doing now in what's called spirit, which is our reality, by the way, is also what we're accomplishing, accommodating, and creating, actually, in the spirit, in the physical reality, but it's because spirit's moving in. You know, we're not moving out again. Spirit's moving in. We're bringing the whole dynamics together, man. The parallel universes become one. The yin and yang dissolve. Polarity disappears. Life becomes a rockin' and rollin' and wonderful place of being, filled with peaceful love, bliss such as we cannot even explain or describe, but it's our normal state of being. We get used to it really quick, believe me. And we'll know why we're never coming back here again. Because we're taking this with us as we go, steady as we go, baby. Yep, every time I look at it, I see these two big old rainbow pyramids coming together point to point like kisses, you know what I mean? And then they meld, they merge, and they become that tetrahedron of life once again, back in their normal position. Everything is then in divine harmony. Yeah, that's a symbolic thing, yes, indeed, but it's poetic and perfect in its expression in every right, because it kind of explains some mathematical things that I don't even understand, but it's how the universe works. We're all inside of kind of a tetrahedron of love, which is surrounded by a sphere of energy, which is our, what we call auric field, which is truthfully our full presence. It's not all just right here in the body. It's all around us and as well as within us, you know, and it's in the ground, it's in the air, it's all around us, you know what I mean? It's just there, 360 degrees any way you want to look, you know what I mean? And we're the center of that little bauble. This body is the center, the housing for the heart, the temple of love. Meant and more than ably created to experience the finer aspects of the divine love, the way it's described in the universal heart. And not by any other reading can you come to that way. It comes from inside of you. Now, outside things can influence you and help bring this forward, yes. But it's you that makes the journey, that brings it forth. You know, everyone does this together, actually. But the more conscious beings involved, the stronger it is for everyone involved. In other words, the 1 billion affect the 10 billion, or the 500,000 affect the 10 billion. You know, whatever the numbers are, it's not very large. A few hearts awakening take everyone else with them. The more the merrier, because that kind of accelerates the process for the earth. And pretty quickly, it spreads like wildfire, you know. There is a divining point coming. And I can't say when, but it's close. I can figure that. And not that close, you know, not like 3 days from now or nothing, but it's close. I feel it coming. There is a defining and divining moment coming where there is that instantaneous change, more or less. But you feel it already. Just keep encouraging yourself inside, and don't worry about what's to come, because you're already creating that inside just by being in this loving state, just by being conscious inside of yourself of the love that you're made of, which is that kind of warm, tingling thing that's going on all over inside now. You know, those are weak words. But you understand, it's this beautiful energy. It's the blue-green first, and then it's followed by the passionate waves of love that'll come and fill your heart. You know, and remind you that it's full already. That all this powerlessness is one of our finer illusions. A very coyote thing. Just like this old medicine show is here, babies. Yeah, yeah. Well, Miss Piggy, I love you, and I'm really not jealous of you. I was just teasing, baby. You look good in a blonde wig. You should wear that quite often, man. Kermit, you need to slick up a bit, man. Grow some whiskers, will you? Yeah. The Coyote Medicine Show, only on the Hazy Radio Network. Ooh, babies, with or without you. Yeah, baby, that's right. But, but, we ain't leaving nobody behind. Everybody's coming on this flight tonight. Might as well make it right. Get the whole of humanity out here in the night. Taking flight. Why not? Why should we fiddle around with just me and you? Let's stir up a little fun, shall we? Oh, just kidding around here a bit on the old Coyote Medicine Show here in the middle of the night right here on the Hazy Radio Network, the network with a big old heart, I'll tell you. They love you silly. And you got to tune in. They got a bunch of new shows coming on. We got a premiere week coming up. Babies, we got some happening things going on. Maybe I'll have to get somebody to donate a motorcycle to give away during the... Whoops. I better be careful what I'm saying here. I'll have to turn one up. That's work. I don't want to do that. But if anybody out there's got a motorcycle they want to donate, they're tired of, we'll give it away. We'll figure out some way to do it. We'll have some fun that premiere week. Why not? You know, wild and free. That's what we want to be, because that's who we are. Don't you see? Don't you know? Right here on the Coyote Medicine Show, baby, on the network named Hazy. Ooh, 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 don't you see, man? We rock. And then we talk. And then we rock. And then we talk. And then we rock. And then we fly. Our heart melts away. This turns into like a big old... man, I tell you, I don't know how to describe that feeling, but man, it's just nothing but love. It just keeps expanding, you know. Every night as we take flight, it just grows and grows and grows as we join our hearts. It's demonstrating to us our own strength, not our weakness, man. It's showing us who we really are and why we can let go of anything fearful that we might be retaining within ourselves, including the pain, you know, that seems to be wanting to never go away. Oh, baby. That one's a fun one, isn't it? But it's just about there. Don't you feel it? Don't you know it? Let it emerge, and then you can show it. It's real life. It's real love. All of it. Inside of the deepest pain is the greatest love and the largest gain. That's why we go there. We don't go to pain just for suffering. We go there because it enlarges us. It deepens and ripens our ancient old soul. It helps our heart appreciate the nature of the journey of the powerless. So then it can better relate to its own creation as it becomes that creation, you understand. It's kind of an inverse sort of training we've done to ourselves here. And yeah, it's taken us right down and put all of our feelings in our gut, you know, instead of in our hearts, you know. So we've been experiencing life from a far too organic place, but that's part of our extremes. That's why we've gone there. You know, that's why we do what we do, because that's who we are, man, you know. And like I've said before, some of us really enjoy a gritty life, you know, in the spirit way. You know, as we're living it, we're sitting there going, oh, God, why me? Why do I do this? Oh, why is this? Oh, you know, and just having a hell of a good time with it, you know. Feeling really picked on and just rocking and rolling and strumming and strolling through it, you know, while complaining to anybody that'll listen, you know. Some folks do. Man, once in a while we all get in that attitude. You just had enough. It's like, wow. But baby, just remember, we created this formula in the first place. That's why we're here to heal it, not destroy it. You know, just to replace it with the reality of love, you know. It's really simple because it's already in it. And all it is then is a matter of becoming aware of it. Consciousness, again, in other words. It's so simple. It's so easy in that sense. The uneasy part is letting go of what we've known. Because however dark and dirty or light and beautiful or anything in between that it's been, there's been something there that's been feeding our soul and enlarging our heart and helping us get it right. You know what I mean? A deepening our ability to feel and so forth, you know. Testing our durability, our strength, you know, of heart. And the softness is the greatest strength, by the way. But we've done this continually through history. Some people even today choose those same kind of lives for those same kind of reasons. Like I said, you go to the worst derelict on the street, and you might just find an ancient angel there. You know what I mean? And you being somewhat enlightened yourself, share that infection with that being just by walking by, letting him experience your presence for a moment, you know? Wow. It changes things. It changes everything. Just because you can be present within you, then these divine spirit beings that surround us begin to awaken, including those that live in darkness. That's why we're here. Part of the mission, babies, is grabbing those, you know, by the you-know-whats and bringing them on home, man, you know, in a loving sort of way, of course, you know. But that's what we've done. That's what we're doing right now. We're accomplishing the very thing that we set out to do. Those that create pain no longer will be willing to do so. And therefore, there will not be that deepening and ripening experience because we've taken it far enough. And if we need to go back to it, guess what? It's on the timeline back there. You can walk to it, fly to it, anytime you want, man. And go experience whatever you want. Most persons' lives are open books for spirit. And people are allowed, as spirit beings, to participate in your life by your own heart's permission. In other words, experience with you. They're not there to influence so much as they are to gain from your experience, your attitudes, your shifts, your changes, your beautification of your own heart. That's what it's called. It's called beautification because the heart is beautiful. And it's far more than just a physical presence inside of us. Of course, it's a consciousness. It's the reality of life. It's the center of life, right in the center of our person, baby. Whew. And we're bringing it back to its natural place of being. We're bringing our feelings into fullness. So it's not just in the gut anymore. It's in the heart that's full chest. And on up into the conscious presence of your ever-loving, living, and guess what? Now feeling mind. It changes that significantly. Everything, every part of you feels. We've been dumbed down to most of those feelings. But this amplification we're receiving here in the evening of the night as we take flight, babies, it's helping us get it just right. To solve the solution that has always evaded us, but yet has always been there, right there in our faces, inside of ourselves. But our ability to endure overcame our want to come out of it for a while. We wanted to stay in it, so we did. We wanted to take it to its extreme, so we did. We've been through it all now. Most every one of us has lived a life in some role or another in every area of this earth, in every kind of bloodline there is, in every kind of nation, in every kind of position. I mean, there's a lot of us with a vast array of experience here. You may begin to remember some of those as you traverse this area of heart opening. You know, it'll help reassure you as to the presence of the person that you are now. But don't ever get caught up in the past. You know, that's not present any longer. We're here now. What you are now is the person that you are now. Not that person back then, whatever that was. You know, that's another facet of yourself. You come into these dynamics of lives with personality traits built right into you, and they're different every time, you know, because your roles are different every time. You have a different journey every time you visit here, you know, and that's mostly what we've been doing, is visiting, because a lot of us check out early. Those that do the dynamic sort of work check out early. They don't have to suffer too long, you know what I mean? Whew. That's still pretty rough, but anyways, like, you know, we've all been there, done that. And we're all doing it right now. This is the completion. This is where we finish the journeys that we've launched all along those lives. So we can love and appreciate all the dynamics of those beautiful and poetic lives that our soul presence has existed in And it only makes us more fully present and conscious of the person we are now, which is a result of all that ripening, of all those generations we've lived in. You know, it's a beautiful thing. Many of us are, you know, seasoned veterans. We love the ride just like we're addicted to carnival rides and just can't stop riding a roller coaster or something like that. We just keep coming back here again and again. Can't get enough, but when we're here, whew, the feeling's kind of different. Takes a while to get it back, you know. Oh, babies, but here we are. Right back at it. Right here on the beam, on the track. You know, wow. And there's some really tremendous angelic presences here this evening that want to reassure the Mother Earth and her children of the rebirth in process, and that they are here as assisted midwives, more or less, to see that the process goes as smoothly as possible. And we want you all to gain great strength from your journey, from your mission here. So we will assist you in raising up your strength, your feelings of sufficiency, your feelings of fullness of heart, so that you can continue your journey fully present in yourself. It'll be far simpler for you this way. We hope you don't mind the assistance. We hope that you are open to receive of it. We see that most of you are. The few that aren't probably will change rather quickly as they see the lights coming on elsewhere. So babies, know that you are the crew, the base crew, that are here to assist all of the children, your brothers and sisters, yes, your babies in arms, on their journey home. You know, bring a mother's heart right along with them, and the entire universe, for the paradigm that we exist in, the matrix, shall no longer be perceived in the way that it has been. The great changes upon us, the universes inside of us, are melding and merging now. Their perception of light and dark being completely erased from within our existence as we go through this merging, melding process. So you can expect a few swings in attitudes, some physical changes that are rather unpleasant at times. But understand, you're releasing generations and generations and generations of pain. You've carried it all to this point where you can, in this way, safely dispense with it in a way that turns it into a very dynamic and positive energy, where we receive of the benefit and the blessing of all the agony that we've created here, and therefore find it more than a worthy effort and a journey worthy of our soul's presence in it. And we see then why people line up and stand at the doorway to get in here and do it again. You know, it's a lot of fun in a spirit sense. When we live then in that heart and understand the spirit sense, we live then in the spirit sense, and that is our reality. And then we're happy about everything too. How about that? Telling some tales here by the old fireplace tonight, ain't we? Grandpaw Koyote here on the Coyote Medicine Show. Your ticket to flight in the middle of the night. Right here and only on the Hey Z Radio Network. You know, the lovingness network around. You guys rock, babies, all of you. Let's just keep it trucking and not get lost in the sentiment, babies. Oh, baby, because that's so much fun to do. It really is. We're all sentimental fools, you know, because we're such love buddies. But let's talk that in a little bit, and you know, get on with some music here, get our blood pumping again, our heart, gather our hearts even a little better. Keep on embracing this Mother Earth with these beautiful hearts of ours, because she more than deserves it, babies, and so do you. Look at it. Don't you know that it's the end of all suffering? Don't you understand that you can allow yourself to step out of it? It's so simple. Yet the sentiment, babies, watch that stuff. It can be a little sticky like flypaper, but you can dry it out real quick and step away. The Coyote Medicine Show, only on the Hey Z Radio Network, helping you take flight tonight, rocking and rolling, babies. Uh-huh. Oh yeah, turning on the heart, man, helping you take flight here in the middle of the night. Yeah, the wings, the wind beneath your wings, baby, you betcha. Right here on the Koyote Medicine Show, only on the Hazy Radio Network, the sweetest network around, baby, the sweetest network in town. And if you ain't listening in 24/7, well, you're missing a lot, baby. So catch what you can here, because you'll be gaining ground on just about every level, just about every program. There's a lot of really good interview programs here. We get some real famous authors and people of leaders in the New Age movement, the paranormal movement, stuff like that. You know what I mean? There's all kinds of programming here. There's a new program coming up that does anime. You know, that's their specialty. And just all kinds of new stuff. That's a neat thing about the dynamic of internet radio. It can be anything it wants to be. It doesn't have to meet a set formula. Isn't that beautiful? I love it, man. You know, it just rocks. It's freedom, baby. That's what we need here. So really, by supporting Hazy Radio Network, the network with a sweetheart, you're supporting the love, the cause of love throughout this reality. You're supporting independence, liberty, justice, truth for all, and all that good stuff. I mean, well, I forget all the rest of it, but it's really pretty, whatever it is. Can't help it. Grandpa's got a warped sense of humor, but baby, it's because we're out there, you know, we're out here in the boondocks, man, where we can safely get away with being funny and not be attacked for it. It's awesome, man. I love it. Ah, that's to you guys, man. There's nothing like a good sip of coffee followed by a nice little toke to make your night feel just right, to help you open up your heart and get that brand new start. You want to experience yourself, you want to know yourself, a little Mary Jane can really be of great assistance, you know. It's better if you can get it from loving people, you know, that have grown it, you know, and not some commercial wingo, because the energy goes with it, you know what I mean? But it's a loving plant, and it can overcome any energy, so don't worry too much about the details, but just support those that you feel the good vibe from, man, you know. And of course, don't do anything illegal. I mean, you know, be smart about stuff, you know. But, you know, each time you go into communicative state, or you start to commune with your heart, ooh, and the way we are tonight, gosh guys, it's growing, thanks. Just remember, just say a little prayer for Mary Jane, you know, just convey a little energy to those who can make a difference, and say, hey babies, just let us have our sacred herb. Or, you know, it's the most versatile plant in the universe, just about. I mean, if it ain't the most versatile, it's right there in the top 3, man. You know, it's like magic. And people are deserving of it. It's curing all kinds of illnesses. It's helping people get to a space where they can deal with the issues that cause such illnesses. It helps you tremendously to see through the facade that we live in, to see into the finer dynamics of the other realm, to understand that's a reality. You know, Mary Jane can help you on that little journey. That's what she's here for. You know, and it's not right that she's been denied to us for so long. She is sacred. She is our sacrificial plant that has come to show us the divine feminine and her way. Inside of each and every one of us, male and female. We're not so divided, you might say. You know, we enjoy our difference. You know, it's a pleasure, indeed, to a certain extent. But the way it's gotten warped here, you know, the fun's been limited. There's been so much inhibition, so much diversion, so much hostility and violence, and misunderstanding and miscommunication and lifeless screwing and just all kinds of stuff like that. It's crazy how far we've gone in this dynamic, yet when you can see into it, and you can see we're working out in a loving way, we're working out the dynamic of all the warpage we created in the universe. Correcting our own mistakes, in other words, by going through the process of them. You know, I mean, that's kind of one way to look at it, babies, because, you know, if we're creation, yeah, we created this too, you know, and we live in it, babies. Yeah, and that's not so you'll take responsibility to your heart, but more like you awaken to your reality and see who you really are and understand the creative capabilities are unlimited. We can go anywhere with this, you know, and we shall, because that's our nature. We are pioneers of the heart, man. We love this. I'm talking about the Vibe Tribe here now. We just, I mean, humanity in general, you know, because we're all pretty much the same, whether we know it or not. But we just love the exploration of the heart and all of its dynamics, and that's why we're so anxious to get on with the program here, because this stuff here has become kind of boring. I mean, it's to the point where, you know, it's ho-hum. We just can't do it anymore, you know. Bottom's falling out from under the whole violent world. The coldness going out the window. Hearts are awakening everywhere. And there's bound to be significant change here, you know, big time. But the main thing is to smooth it. And we have, as I said, these grand angels here to assist us in this transition so it will be smooth. So essentially what we're seeing is a dissolving away of the illusion we've lived in. The classroom no longer serves us. We don't need it. So now we get our reality back. It's time. Graduation day, babies. Boy, wait till you see this after party, man. Woo, 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 woo. Ooh, I'm living it already. All right, babies, let's just get through it. Let's just get, you know, let's not get too serious about anything right now. Let's just get through it. We're so close that let's not let personal issues of any sort dissuade us or distract us from this path that we're on. We are ready, babies. We're ripe. We're the fruit of the great harvest of the heart, man. And we're ready to go. Don't let anything take you from it, man. Stay focused on the heart. Stay focused on moving ahead inside. Stay focused on gaining, enhancing, loving, embracing the peace, the life that you are. And then the life around you becomes far more greater service to you because you're more in tune with the harmony of it and therefore more directly influential. I mean, you can only help yourself this way. You can't hurt yourself in any way. You can only help yourself. Move ahead, move ahead, move ahead. Now, some have problems with hanging on to things in the past. That old sentiment gets in the way, man. But, geez, love yourself even for that. Nothing wrong with being sentimental. That's a beautiful thing, man, to have appreciated that much where you've been and how much it's given you that you become all sentimental about it and don't want to leave it, you know. I can remember one lifetime where I died in an awful accident, you know, and I was on my way out, and it was during wartime, so there was a whole bunch of beings leaving with me, and we were kind of like all these souls floating up kind of this big opening in the sky. And on the way up there, I just got into that flow, because that's what you do, and son of a gun, all of a sudden I felt something pulling on me from back here on Earth. And I remembered that I was leaving somebody behind at the time that I didn't want to leave. So I went back to that place where that awful accident was, picked up what was left of my person there, that body thing, and somehow made it run across these bomb-pocked fields. You know, this is where they dropped all their leftover bombs on their way out of Berlin. If they didn't get rid of the load, any extras came out in this farming area where I had crashed, you know. And anyway, I ran to this place that was near this house and dropped those old bones there, so that, because if they died there, then I could like hang out for a while. You know, it's kind of part of the rules that we live by, that we die by. You know, so you can become a ghostly presence if you so choose. You don't have to go home. You can hang out. A lot of folks do, but we're helping them pass that one too. But anyway, so there we are, and I could hang out with this person. You know, in spirit, I couldn't in any way physically approach her, of course, because I'm on the other side now, you know, which is right there with you, by the way. You know, when you start having memories like this, there comes some more evidence, man, you know. You know, this stuff, it's so fresh in us. We just got to do a little bit of, I call it searching, but it's really not like going in there, where is it, it's not like that. It's like, just being soft inside. And you know, you'll be going through life and it'll just start bubbling up. You'll start remembering, have conscious memories of lives that you've lived, that your soul presence has lived before with, or that you've been connected with in some way. Sometimes there's a bit of confusion about that, because all lives are so accessible, and many people live very open lives and don't mind anybody hanging out with them. You know what I mean? It's part of their journey. It's part of their life. So it's like, they're okay with that. But you can, you know, anyway, you can experience these things just start coming up in you, you know. And usually it's in a time when you need to remember it, because you're dealing with a trauma that you developed in that life that you didn't get to finish before you passed away. So you get to do it now, you know, and so it comes up so you'll remember. But usually it's for the purposes of reassurance, you know, that you really are the being that you're suspecting yourself to be, and that it's time to move forward in the presence of your full being and not be hiding out any longer, you know. A lot of folks have hid out because they had to, you know. They have the memories of the old persecutions and stuff within them. It's in their bones. And they know when they start to come back to life that that's usually what follows. Not in every case, but it's so common. It's hazardous duty for certain. I mean, on that, in that level. On another level, heck yeah, get in there, get it done, and get out. Yep, you bet. So it works both ways, babies. You know, spirit hearts think much differently than how we have been thinking, I tell you. But as you flow in, as you continue to gain in this heart consciousness, you'll understand the way. You'll know. You'll see. You'll be in the flow. You know, you just glow. And you don't have to worry about a cotton picking thing. So that's why I'm saying, babies, let's not let anything distract us. I don't mean anything at all. Stay focused on the heart, on getting ourselves together, on gathering together with the tribe. Just keep that in your heart too, and we'll create it. We'll make this gathering happen in some way. And it'll be the most phenomenal thing you've seen in a long time. To get back together with spirits and souls that you've been working with through the centuries and generations, man, and also some that you haven't seen in a mighty long time. Some that you dearly love, too. You know, I mean, the recipe for this party is so tremendous. It's off the charts, ecstatic, man. We are going to be dancing and rocking our fannies off for probably 100 centuries or so anyway. Before we finally start to settle down to, okay, what else fun things can we do now? Pretty much pursued that path in the human way, because we're colorful beings and we like to experience the color in life. We like to be the colorful. We like to do the undoable. We like to know the unknowable. We like to be the explorators of life, you know. We like to play the edges, the fuzzy edges, you know. The ones that don't kill you, the ones that help you move along, the ones that are like, you know, soft and sweet, but just way, way out there. You know, way beyond the parameters that we know, you know, but there you go. If you can live it, be it. It's okay. That's the kind of beings we are. We're designed that way. You know, isn't it awesome? Little love bunnies, everyone out there lying in the sun, baby, you know, just saying, wow, ain't we the one, man. Look at my pretty loppy ears, baby. We are just rocking, man. It's fun to be a love bunnies right here on the Coyote Medicine Show, helping you take flight. Oh, baby, you bet. Enlighten, rock, and talk to go along with it, and a whole lot more, babies. The Coyote Medicine Show, you bet. Right here on the Hazy Radio Network. Oh, darling, I love you so doggone much. You betcha. Oh, babies, life turns me on. How about you? You getting turned on by that glow of life within you too? Is that bringing forward the fulfillment of all of your heart's desire? Can you feel it coming? Do you see yourself stepping into that? Do you know what the heart's desire is? Do you really? You've lived it now. You've tried it 3 or 4 times, maybe more. It depends on who exactly we're talking to in this group, but we're all in it together, so we're talking to each other. And we've all been through similar experience because we have similar characteristics in many ways. But baby, we know that little dance ain't quite right. There's something a little warped with the human paradigm and the fulfillment of dreams within it. You know what I mean? Especially in those so-called romantic areas where we're all kind of like in it together, because each of us has a great desire to be joined with another at least once, you know. And a lot of us like to go through life living with each other, you know, finding somebody super compatible and just flowing through life together. Well, how often does that happen? If you're in one of those states, bless yourself and embrace yourself and embrace your person that's with you, because, babies, that's rare so far in this reality. So now we're recreating the way. You got to understand the old ways have been here for purposes of containment. These things we call marriages and contractual arrangements between partners and so forth. These are all of the old paradigm which said the human passions cannot be contained without some kind of vehicle, some kind of structure around them to keep them inside of a certain scope and frame so that things don't erupt too violently again here, you know. Contain the passions, you know. Yeah, it's going to hurt a lot. It's going to make this journey excruciatingly painful for many people. But, you know, we're colorful beings. We're humans. We know how to dance through pain and injustice and insecurity and anything else you want to throw at us. We do it, and we do it well, because we're human and we're colorful. And we like being colorful. We like being seasoned. We like being tested by fire. But we've also got this place now where it's like, okay, enough of that. Let's be on our way, you know. You know, we've done that dance. We don't have to pay anymore, you know. Time's up. Ding dong. Avon called and we bought a whole bunch of stuff because we want to fix our face up, man. And go to town and shake it down a little bit, you know. Oh, life on this old medicine show ain't nothing but real rock and roll, babies. We just, you know, oh, so gentle in the heart, but yet such a party and fart, man, I'll tell you. Can't help it. With the likes of you hanging around this reality, wouldn't you want to party too? I mean, you know, you're pretty good party people, man, every one of you, you know. It's like we know how to shake a leg and dance a dance and, you know, rock and roll and soothe the soul and, you know, charm a heart and have a great time doing it, you know, express all of our experiential energy to get, oh my God, there's nothing like being on a dance floor with somebody that is in tune with you energetically, and you get to like dance around throwing all these solar flares all over the place. That's fun as all get out. That's rare in this reality too, but I think that's becoming more commonplace as we go along here. So babies, just hang in there. You know, your day's coming. Your opportunity's arrived. Your train's pulled into the station. Your boat is at the dock, and guess what? Your ship has came in. At last. Long ride, babies, but here we are. So, pat yourself on the back, give yourself a little squeeze on the buns, and say, baby, you is the rockin'est woman/man that I ever encountered in all of my duties of history in this here many, many lifetimes that I've lived. This is the rockin'est chick/guy that I ever met. Wow. And that's me. Wow. How did that come into being? I better go consult with Miss Piggy and find out about this stuff. You know? So while I'm doing that, babies, let's... Oh, you haven't seen this lately, but there it is. Look at the morning skies, man. Might be something there. You never know. Never, never know. The Coyote Medicine Show. Only on the Hazy Radio Network. The network with the sweetest heart around. Keep listening, babies. It gets better. Yeah.
Sky,